The kingdom of Eldoria was known for its golden spires and crystal-clear lakes, but behind its beauty hid a dark secret. Princess Lyanna, the only heir to the throne, was banished on her 16th birthday, accused of a crime she didn't commit. As the gates of the castle slammed shut behind her, a chilling voice echoed in her mind. A crown can be stolen, but true power lies in your heart. Lyanna wandered the vast wilderness, stripped of her royal robes and her identity. Her only companions were the whispers of the wind and the ache of betrayal. But she refused to crumble. With every step, she vowed to uncover the truth and prove her innocence. One day, she stumbled upon a ruined village, its people suffering under the reign of a tyrant sorcerer, Malvik, a dark force that had infiltrated Eldoria after her banishment. Determined to help, Lyanna began to assist the villagers, learning their struggles and earning their trust. It was here she discovered the power of the lost, Celestian flame, an ancient magic said to burn only for those with unyielding courage. Months into her exile, Lyanna ventured deep into the Emberwood, a forest feared for its feral guardians, the Nightfang wolves. As twilight fell, the golden eyes emerged from the darkness, circling her. Lyanna, weaponless, gripped a branch. When the alpha lunged, she dodged but was cornered against a jagged tree. Her mind raced. She recalled an old story: the wolves were drawn to music. Trembling, she sang a lullaby her mother used to hum. The melody stilled the pack, their snarls softened, and the alpha hesitated. Slowly, Lyanna extended her hand, and the alpha stepped forward, its golden eyes searching hers. Instead of attacking, it howled, a mournful sound that echoed through the forest. The pack disappeared into the shadows, leaving Lyanna alive but shaken, her voice now her most unexpected weapon. The journey led her to the Frostvale Peaks, a range of icy mountains said to guard the Celestian flame. The air thinned as she climbed, each step a battle against biting winds and slippery cliffs. At one point, the ice beneath her gave way, sending her sliding toward a deadly ravine. She grabbed onto a jagged rock, her hands bloodied and her strength waning. Pulling herself up, she faced another challenge, a blizzard that reduced her vision to mere feet. Lyanna constructed a crude shelter with fallen branches and ice, surviving the storm by huddling close to a makeshift fire. As the blizzard subsided, she discovered strange carvings on the cliffs, a map etched by the ancient Celestian monks. Following its guidance, she found a hidden cave that shimmered with crystalline light, a fragment of the flame glowing faintly within. Word of Lyanna's survival reached Malvik, who dispatched his shadowy spies to track her down. In the ruined village of Hearthhaven, she first encountered them, two cloaked figures with serpent-like movements and silver daggers. Feigning weakness, Lyanna pretended to be a beggar, observing them from the shadows. She led them into a maze of alleyways, where she set traps using barrels and fallen timber. When they cornered her in the village square, she taunted them. "You'll have to do better than lies to end me," she said, dropping a smoke bomb she had crafted from herbs. Disoriented, the spies flailed, giving her time to escape. But she knew they would return, and with more force. In the cave where she found the Celestian flame, Lyanna had visions of the past. The flame revealed how Malvik had poisoned her family's advisor, framing her for the crime. It showed her father resisting Malvok's dark magic, only to succumb to a curse that froze him in a suspended state, his life tied to the flame's survival. The truth hit Lyanna like a thunderclap. Her banishment was a ploy to weaken the kingdom and ensure no heir could oppose Malvok's rise. With this knowledge, her resolve hardened. The people of Eldoria were not just victims, they were pawns in a game of greed and darkness. To free them and her father, she would need not only courage but allies. The rebellion stormed the gates of Eldoria at midnight, their torches flickering like stars against the oppressive darkness that had fallen over the kingdom. Lyanna led the charge, her heart pounding as she stepped into the castle she once called home. The hallways were lined with Malvok's shadowy sentinels, the glowing red eyes piercing the gloom. She fought her way to the throne room, the Celestian flame burning brightly in her palm. Every swing of her blade, every burst of flame from her fingertips, pushed her closer to her goal. But the closer she got, the more the air thickened with Malvok's dark magic. The whispers of doubt clawed at her mind. You are not strong enough. You will fail. Lyanna gritted her teeth and pressed forward, until the towering doors of the throne room loomed before her. Inside, Malvok awaited her, seated on the throne that had once belonged to her family. His gaunt frame was draped in a cloak of shadows that seemed to writhe and shift with a life of their own. The air crackled with dark energy as he rose, a cruel smirk curling his lips. So, the little princess returns, he sneered, his voice echoing like thunder. Do you come to kneel, or do you come to burn? I come to end this, Lyanna said, her voice steady, though her heart raced. Malvok raised a hand, and the room exploded into chaos. Shadow tendrils erupted from the walls and floor, lunging at Lyanna. She dodged and countered, unleashing the Celestian flame in searing arcs that lit up the darkened chamber. The shadows shrieked as they burned, but they kept coming, each strike draining Lyanna's strength. You are nothing without your throne, Malvok taunted, his voice wrapping around her like a vice. I am everything without it, she shot back, the flame in her hand blazing brighter. The fight escalated as Malvok summoned a massive shadow beast, its eyes glowing with malice. It lunged at Lyanna, its claws raking across the stone floor. She rolled out of the way, her flame scorching its flank. But for every wound she inflicted, the beast seemed to grow stronger. Lyanna realized she couldn't win by brute force. Drawing on what she had learned in the village and the mountains, she focused inward, letting the flame feed on her courage and compassion. The fire grew hotter, brighter, until it wasn't just in her palm, it was within her entire being. With a cry of defiance, she hurled herself at the beast, engulfing it in a wave of golden light. The creature disintegrated, its shadows fading into nothingness. Malvok staggered back, his smug facade cracking. Impossible, he roared. You cannot wield the full power of the flame. Lyanna advanced, her flame blazing like a sun. You've ruled through fear, but fear cannot stand against hope. You stole my family, my people, my throne, but you will never steal my will. Malvok lashed out with one final spell, a vortex of shadow and lightning aimed directly at her heart. Lyanna didn't flinch. She thrust the Celestian flame forward, the golden light piercing through the darkness. The room filled with a deafening roar as the two forces collided, but the flame was stronger. It surged forward, consuming Malvok's magic and enveloping him in a blinding inferno. As the shadows evaporated, Malvok's form dissolved into ash. The throne room, once cloaked in darkness, was bathed in the warm glow of the Celestian flame. Lyanna approached the throne, but instead of sitting, she knelt beside her father's frozen form. The flame in her hand pulsed, and as she touched him, the curse shattered. Her father gasped, his eyes filling with tears as he saw her. You've saved us all, he whispered. Lyanna stood, turning to the villagers and rebels who had gathered. "We saved each other," she said, her voice strong. "This kingdom will not be ruled by fear, but by hope, courage, and unity." The crowd erupted in cheers as the dawn broke over Eldoria, the golden spires shining brighter than ever before. True strength isn't about titles or crowns, it's about courage in the face of adversity and compassion for those around you. Lyanna's journey teaches us that even when the world strips us of everything, our heart can guide us back to our true purpose. When the world forgets who you are, it's your courage that reminds them. Courage is not just the ability to fight, it's the ability to stand against darkness, even when it feels overwhelming. Lyanna's triumph shows us that true power comes not from a throne, but from the light we carry within. In the face of shadows, be the flame that cannot be extinguished. Thank you for joining us on Lyanna's journey of courage and redemption. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more epic tales. Let us know in the comments, what would you do if faced with Lyanna's challenges? And remember, no matter how dark the path, your inner flame can light the way. See you in the next adventure.